Hey, what's up everyone? It's Brian. I'm here in Butler Wash in the Bears Ears National Monument. I'm about halfway through my volunteering endeavor and I've been having a great time. It's been really awesome to check out all these ruins and just see like all the traces of humanity that date back way just thousands of years ago in this area. I mean, heck, they even found a Clovis site just to the southeast of the Cedar Mesa proper, the Clovis site, which dated back to 12,000 BC. So that's 14,000 years ago, which is pretty insane. It's just an impressive area, so I'm having a great time. But anyway, today is kind of a work day at camp. I'm going to clean my truck. I've got a few things to do on the computer. I've got some articles to write for blog posts for my website. And then I've got a few emails to draft for some companies that I want to reach out to. But before I do that, it's supposed to be a sunny day. And if you're going to do laundry at camp, I always recommend doing it in full sun. Also, too, if there's a little bit of a breeze, that's great, just because that, constant airflow helps to get and wick the moisture away from the from your garments. And you hang them in full sun. You just kind of flip them every once in a while, keep an eye on them, and you can usually get your clothes dry within about 3 hours, 3 or 4 hours. Even like jeans might take about 4 to 5, depending on the climate. Now, if you are in the south where it's real humid, it's going to take you a lot longer to dry clothing. Where you're up where I'm at, where it's real dry and an arid climate, especially right here in the desert area, it doesn't take very long for clothing to dry out. So the two items that I use for washing my clothes is I've got a biodegradable soap. It's called Camp Suds. And this actually works really well with clothes and smells great. So I've not had any issues with it. A little bit goes a long way. So you can put like 2 drops into the little container here, which I'll show you here in a second. You can put like 2 drops of this stuff in there, and it really gets enough suds to where you can probably wash like 4 or 5 different garments, like a couple pairs of underwear, like a pair of socks and a shirt and maybe some shorts or something like that. So kind of nice to have. This whole thing here has lasted me a year, and which is really great because it's just such a good concentrate. One thing you want to be careful of, though, is you don't want to just use this directly in water, like in streams and stuff, because even though it's biodegradable, if there's enough of it in the water, what happens is it deoxygenates the water, and it can actually kill fish and stuff like that. So just use this away from water. I mean, you can like rinse up in the water, and get wet, and then come over to an area away from the water. As long as you dig a cat hole, which is like 6 to 8 inches deep in the ground, with about 75 paces away from water source, you're good. Like, you don't have to worry about it. The water or the ground will take care of it and filter everything. If it's closer than that to the water system, then chances are when there's heavy rains and stuff like that, the runoff will make that stuff seep through, and then it gets into the water system. And a perfect example of that is like up in Rocky Mountain National Park. There's a stream up there which is pretty remote, and they found 21 different pharmaceuticals in there from people peeing close to the river. So you just got to think about that. You want to try to do your best to conserve the environment if you're out here enjoying it. So that's the soap that I use. So the actual bag that I use, the wash bag that I use, I've been using this for 4 years now, and this thing still works. And there's only one little tiny pinhole in the bottom, but I've had that for like a year and a half, and it hasn't grown in size at all. But I saw this, I think it was like 6 months before I hit the road, and I got it and I started using it. And it's called, gosh, it's all faded. Look at this. It's called the Scrubber wash bag. And this thing's awesome because what it has in here is it's got a flexible, it's like a flexible washboard. And so you scrub your clothes up and down on it. And there's a couple of different ways to do it. What I'll do is I'll fill this up with warm water. Then I'll get it all sudsy and stuff, and I'll put the clothing in there, and then with the flexible wash pad here, I'll kind of prop it up against like the side of the truck or up against a rock or something, and then I'll actually rub the clothes over the top of the flexible washboard. Or another thing you can do is you can get all your clothes in there, seal it up, because when you roll it over like this and do it a couple times and then seal it, it actually makes a watertight seal, so you're good. And then you let all the air out to where it's just water in there, and then you can just kind of shake it all around, and like, do a bunch of breakdance moves, and then you're good to go. And then so after about 2.5 minutes of that, you're able to go ahead and dump this out. And you want to dump this the same as you did, like I was talking about with you know, washing up and stuff like that. Just do it in like a cat hole about 75 paces away from water source. You're good to go. But dump this in there, and then what I'll do is I'll take the clothes out, and I'll actually kind of wring them out as I'm doing that, and try to get as much of like the sudsy water out of them as possible. Then I'll come back and I'll fill the wash bag here up to about halfway with clean water, and then really work it around and try to get a good rinse cycle, you know, I mean, if you will, rinse cycle with that. Once again, go ahead and dump it over, you know, away from the water source or from any creeks or anything like that, and then you know, wring it out and hang it out to dry, and you're good to go. And it's nice sometimes if I'm like camping in a cedar area or like a pine area, if I've got a fire going, it's kind of nice to have the little bit of a smoky smell with the clothes. Or like if it's in the pine forest in the summertime when it's real warm, and if it's a really warm day up in the forest, you'll get that natural pine scent into your clothes, and man, that's really cool. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and get this going. I noticed that I left the water on for way too long on the campfire, and now it's boiling, so I'm going to have to add some cold water to that before I can get working with it with the laundry. But we're going to do actually the pants that I'm wearing right now, so I'm going to take those off and get them in here. I'm going to do a couple t-shirts, and I think I need to do some underwear too, so this may be a 2-load laundry day, so we'll see. So let's get started. All right, so I picked out the clothes that I want to do. I'm actually going to do 2 loads because I just have a lot of laundry to do. I didn't realize how much I had. And it's kind of a bummer. It looks like we got some clouds rolling in, so I'm hoping that these are just passing clouds. It's supposed to be pretty windy today. It was yesterday as well. So I'm hoping that it's just a passing deal and that it's actually sunny today, because if it's socked in with clouds all day, it's going to take a lot longer for the clothes to dry. But I've already mixed in a little bit of cold water with this to get it a little bit more reasonable. So I'm going to go ahead and dump that in there. And then there's a little legend on the side of this. So what it's showing right now, it's pretty faded, but it would show if it was like a brand new one, that I'm right at the level of where, hey, Sierra, it's just a cow. All right, relax, babe. Hey, we're good. It's a friend. It's okay, babe. Hey, we're good. All right, hang on. Oh, hi. How's it going? It actually wasn't a cow, that was a person. So some gal that was asking me if I was going to camp here tonight and if there was hiking trails. She was cool. So back to what I was talking about with the levels on here. I want to get up to the second level, which is right up here, which is 2 shirts, 2 pairs of socks, and 2 pairs of underwear. Because what I've got here is I've got a pair of shorts, 2 shirts, and 2 pairs of underwear. So that'll be about good for the second level. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some cold water here and just fill up the rest. All right, I want to show you guys something real quick with the soap in here. So I put in 2 drops of soap, and what I'll do is I'll go in after I put the soap in, and I'll put my hand in here and just kind of suds it up real good. That way you get a lot of suds in there, and then if you look in there, and you can see, and there's quite a bit of suds. So anyway, I'll do that, and then I'll throw my laundry in there that I'm going to wash up and start jamming. So we're going to do it right now. We're going to get cranking. All right, now it's time to hang the clothes, and I'm going to try this new thing from Sea to Summit. It's their clothesline, and apparently it's pretty easy to work with. It's got just comes in this little bag right here, and everything fits inside here. Clothesline comes out, so we're going to go ahead and string this up. It says no clothes pegs needed because it's got these different beads throughout the clothesline itself, to where you can put, like, you can kind of scrimp it around different clothes. So that way, if it's really windy out, which it's supposed to be today, this will be a good test to see if this works. So let's go ahead and put this up and kind of see how it works here. So let's see. Okay, I'm going to tie it off between the tree here. What's up, babe? And my roof rack, and I think I've got plenty of room. So this goes around like this and attaches like that, and then this goes, and darn, I don't have enough room. Thought I would. I do if I hang on to that. Let's see, can I get it? Oh darn, this is not big enough. Huh. Well, let's see here. What could I hang on to? I don't need anything too strong. Oh, I can do that. No. Yep. There we go. All right, cool. That is just the right size. Okay, so like I said, it's got all these little deals throughout to where you can basically, if you can see here, I've got there's two cords, and you can pull them apart and tuck clothing in here, and then close these things up, and it'll hold the clothing in high winds, which will be good for today because looks like we got a bunch of storm clouds coming in. So it's not supposed to rain, I don't think, but it's definitely supposed to be windy. I think they said wind gusts in upwards of 30 miles an hour. So we're gonna hang the laundry up and see how this works.